the channel, They Live, and the long wait is over with the They Live Nada Roddy Piper figure from Mondo Toys.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mondo Toys unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got something extra special from the movie They Live. We got Roddy Piper as Nada, but for all your Nada needs, not exactly sure, as this was a timed edition, of course, up there on Shop Mondo. And after that, you're stuck to eBay, I guess. But for everything else under the sun, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. And not sure if more of these will come out or what's going to happen. It is what it is, and that's what happens with a lot of the Mondo stuff, as we know. And as far as the review stuff, well, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And you guys know me. I'm a sucker for Roddy Piper, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And of course, as a little kid watching They Live on Showtime or whatever it seemed like during the summers of elementary school, it was on all the time. So, hey, Roddy Piper, one of my favorites from wrestling. Of course, I'm going to watch his movie. And I always love They Live. I still love it to this day. Always worth a watch. Whenever I scroll through the TV and I see it's on, I'll watch the whole thing or I'll at least stop on it. So I'm a big fan of Roddy Piper movies. Can we get a Hell Comes to Frogtown figure as well? Let's get one of those done. We'll see what happens there. But I am very excited to get this one. It feels like I've been waiting for like a year and a half at this point. This one had been delayed, I think, a time or two. But today, finally here. And I got to say, blown away by the packaging. I can't remember, it's been so long, if Mondo announced the packaging on this one. But it's lenticular, which is always really cool. It reminds me of Score baseball cards once upon a time when I was a kid. But look how cool that is. You got Piper kind of with the glasses behind there. Consume. Money is your god. Consume. And they're not far off with all that, of course. Money makes the world go around. You can kind of see what's going on. There's Piper, and you can see in the glasses the alien heads. How cool is that? And then on the side, it looks like a big VHS tape. How cool is that as well? I always save my Mondo packaging. Always very cool. So there you go. They Live. There it is. Very cool. Very cool. Submit 1/6 scale action figure. Mondo seal down here at the bottom. On the back, we get some more of that. Consume. There, money is your god. Consume. There you go. And it does say, you see them on the street, you watch them on TV, you think they're the people just like you. You're wrong. Dead wrong. Dun, dun, dun. Universal Mondo, of course, looking good. 14 and up, collector's model. This is a toy. Includes one figure, accessories. I'm going to slide this off, and of course, like I said, I'm keeping the packaging on this one. But it's like a big VHS case. If I can get it out. There we go. A gentle off to the side. See you later. Goodbye. And look at that. It's like a big VHS tape. Very, very cool. It says They Live. The wrong man just woke up. John Carpenter's They Live 1/6 action figure. Jibber jabber on the bottom. Nothing on the top. Nothing on that side. And then, of course, They Live. So it's ready for that big VHS tape or the big VCR to put that one in. Now, the power of magnets compel us, as usual, with Mondo. And we're going to open this up here like so. And look at that. There's the Piper figure. And then you get some of the subliminal message right there. Submit, submit. Very cool packaging design on this one. Now I'm going to try to open it up here at the top. Always got to be careful on this packaging, but very cool packaging design on this one. Very nice. Maybe the best Mondo packaging I've ever seen, and to be honest with you, I really do like this packaging here. And then we get Mr. Nada here as well, but we get all kinds of stuff. I think we get the extra timed edition head, weapons, you name it. But as usual, I'm going to take this offline, get all this stuff out of the package. We'll be back talking Roddy Piper, Nada from They Live. All right, let's dive into the Nada figure from Mondo Toys. And per the norm, let's start with the accessories. And let's start off hot with some bubble gum. How about that? Of course, we all remember the famous line, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. A very iconic line from an 80s movie. A lot of movies are quoted. That is a pretty famous quote. A lot of people quote that movie without even knowing it's the movie. So it's transcended is what we'll say. We do get the bubblegum right here. Looking like Bubblicious, maybe. Looking very good. A nice tongue-in-cheek accessory with this one. Of course, traditional Mondo stand. You got to have a Mondo stand for your Mondo figures. Nobody likes these figures falling down. Expensive figures, as we do know. We do get a walkie-talkie and walkie-talkie case here. So you just slide it onto his belt if you want it on there or not. You got the big old-school 80s walkie-talkie is what this one is. Looks like something B.A. Baracus would be talking on it over in the A-Team or something. But a nice little walkie-talkie there, ready to go. We get some weapons here. We get two different revolvers, of course. Not the Beatles revolver, not pro wrestling revolver. We got revolvers for Mr. Nada. And this black one right here looking very cool is actually you can spin the barrel on that one there. So that is pretty awesome to see that. Looking good. Nice weapons. You can spin both of them. And they look to be identical, just different colors, of course. One's black, one's silver, one's brown, one's black on the handles. Choose your own adventure here. But I do like it. You get two of those. And I believe you can store it. Yep, on his hip. He does have a holster for that if that is your thing. We get extra hands. Piper, Nada, came out to fight. And of course, you remember that iconic fight scene with Keith David, the voice of Goliath from Gargoyles. We remember that iconic fight scene, of course, once upon a time in the movie. Two trigger hands here. You got to have that for him. That makes a lot of sense. And two traditional gripping hands to go along with your fist. I think that's pretty much all the hands you maybe need for Roddy Piper. Maybe a slapping hand, an open hand. Beggars can't be choosers, of course. And then, of course, Big Boss Man. You guys ready for a little hard times? We do get a nightstick here. Looking very good. Of course, looks like something the Boss Man would have once upon a time. Is this almost LJN size? Can we put this with the LJN Boss Man? Of course, many people missing that accessory, as we know. But a very cool nightstick, club, billy club, whatever you want to call it. And when we're back to the weapons, look at this. Got the big old shotgun here. Now, this is his most iconic weapon in the movie, of course. Nice to have the shotgun with him. This is what I'm going to have him displayed with. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Now diving in, we got the sunglasses here. And of course, the glasses very key to the movie. You put them on, you can see who's an alien and who's not. You take them off, everybody looks the same. Very key to the movie. You remember that classic fight scene, put the glasses on, and he just wouldn't put those glasses on. He just wouldn't do it. But we do get the iconic shades right there. Not too far off from the shades I wear each and every single day. But now we're diving into Nada himself. Two heads are better than one. And we got Roddy Piper head right out of the package. And everybody loves the little head of Roddy Piper, of course. But looking very nice. No doubt in my mind, this looks like Roddy Piper. Got the mullet kind of hair going there. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Even got a little bit of glisten in the eyeball there. Looking very nice. A little bit of a stoic face, we'll call it on this one. But definitely looks like Roddy Piper. There's no mistaking this for somebody else. So kudos to the Mondo team. As Mondo, at least as far as I purchase Mondo figures, not a lot of human characters. It's usually your Thundercats, your He-Man, your X-Men. It's comic book characters, cartoon characters. So I believe this is my first Mondo figure based on a human, I guess is what we'll call it. And I think they did a great job. Almost reminds me of Sideshow figures, of course. Check out my Lando Calrissian Sideshow unboxing once upon a time. Shout out to Tim Merritt for that one. But man, oh man, this does look really, really good. I know who this is if I see it. I see that flannel. I see those jeans. I know who this is here. But looking very good in the head sculpt department. Now the second head, we get the Piper They Live alien head, I guess we'll call it. It's basically Piper's hair on one of those alien heads. Very cool to see this. As much as I want to put this on here and display it that way, I just can't do it. I got to display it like Piper, but it is cool to see this one. It would be cool if Mondo did make one of the aliens. I think that'd be cool to go along with it. Is what it is right there. But man, oh man, looking very cool. I know who this face is too if I see this immediately. And we've seen NECA, of course, release their more doll-like figures of They Live, 2-pack single figures, the Piper figure, the Nada figure. We've seen that. We've even seen the Hollywood line from WWE Mattel give us Nada figures on 2 separate occasions. One a Walmart exclusive, and then one part of the Greatest Hits line, if I'm not mistaken. So we've seen Nada a time or two, but we've never seen it this big. We've never seen it this detailed before, and thanks to Mondo Toys for that. Now, he does got the bandolier over the top here in black. Got some bullets in there. You got the belt buckle on it. Even got a little buckle down here, a little carabiner almost going on. Does got that flannel, of course, that iconic flannel. I think a company called Retro Rifle sells this flannel. I've been so tempted to buy it on multiple occasions. I've just never pulled the trigger. but it does look very nice. It does look like the flannel he has, of course, in the movie. Same thing with the jeans down here. Soft goods throughout, as you can imagine. Fists of Fury, as we talked about. Looks like he's got some Timberland boots down here as well. Looks good for him. He's ready to take on all comers. You do got a belt on, and it is like a real belt here. So it is real removable belt if you want to. This is where you can slide on the walkie-talkie inside of there. You put it in, slide it, and have it on his hip if you want to. You don't have to, obviously. And then you do got the hip holster over here for one of his revolvers. I will stick that in there as well. Looking pretty good. Arms do go all the way around for us here. Now we do get the bicep cut. Double jointed, single jointed, I can't really tell. It seems like single jointed as far as the elbows do go. Hands removable back forth, side to side. How easy. Okay, they pull out fairly easy. Now, some of the older Mondo figures you definitely have to heat up. This one feels pretty good. That Lion-O Thundercats, even the Buzz-Off we recently unboxed on the channel, smooth as butter in the articulation department, and we're seeing a little of that with Nada here, so I definitely am happy for that. Nothing worse than breaking a Mondo figure. It's so expensive. It's just a bad day at the office, no doubt. But, of course, waist articulation, you got a little bit of up and down, back and forth, side to side. Ooh, that knee's a little weird. You can disjoint his knee, I guess, is what that is. Looks like a double jointed knee inside of there. You do get not a whole lot out of the hips, and we see that a lot with Mondo. You get a little bit of side to side, but not a ton of straight up and down. You can't go up for the Hulkster big boot, is what I'll say. But you can disjoint his leg if you want to. Oh, he broke both of his legs. He took a bad fall. Could do that if you want to. You do get the side to side on the boot. I don't know if we get any up and down on this boot. Nope. Just side to side on the boot, no up and down. But it is nice boots, though. He's got all the laces and everything in there. And then, of course, covered by the jeans. Now, I can't imagine ever taking off this outfit. You could if you wanted to, but why would you? And I don't think it would ever go back on again. So it is what it is. As usual, Mondo figures, we know it by now. We've unboxed a bunch of them on the channel. They basically walk the line between action figure and statue, maybe leaning a little bit more statue in some areas and a little bit more action figure in others. But this is one you just display proudly. You don't get in crazy positions, crazy poses for the most part. But I am happy to have this one in my collection. Very, very cool. I'm not sure if we'll ever get more outside of animation, outside of comic releases from Mondo in this kind of scale. Be interested to see if they could do some other properties from the 80s maybe. I don't know, but I am happy we got this one. To me, it's a one and done for the most part. I don't see them making the aliens. I just don't see that happening. You never know, though. Never say never. But this is pretty cool, and this really ties in a movie I love, and obviously Roddy Piper. This is something I needed in my collection. So I am happy I picked this up. Have to imagine this one didn't sell as heavy as He-Man, let's be honest. So it'll be interesting to see values on this one in the future, as we see a lot of the Mondo stuff does shoot up in value once they're really hard to get and once the pre-order models, all that kind of is done. So be interested to see where this Nada figure goes in the future. But what about you? Did you pick this one up? You into this figure? You need this in your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support the channel. You can also check out YouTube channel memberships. Check out my podcast each and every Tuesday. It is The Kyle Peterson Show, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. So for Mondo Toys Nada, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?